स्व तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात्। ॐ त्र्यम्बकं यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमिव बन्धनात् मृत्योर्मुक्षीयमामृतात्। ॐ सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। ॐ योगेन चित्तस्य पदेन वाचा मलं शरीरस्य च वैद्यकेन योपाकरोतं प्रवरं मुनीनां पतञ्जलिं प्राञ्जलिरनतोऽस्मि। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः।
Paralysis, polio, that is Lakwa, Adarang, are such diseases that make a person handicapped for rest of his life. One becomes dependent, completely dependent on others. But if diseases like cancer have been controlled through yoga, then why not paralysis? Paralysis also will be controlled. It has been controlled, and very fast. Even those who suffered paralytic attack at the age of 60, 70 have also been benefited. Not only paralysis, patients of polio have also shown vast improvement. Paralysis, polio, that is Lakwa, Adarang, may subside. Parkinson, in which there is tremor and weakening of limbs, have also been controlled. Patients of Parkinson, patients of paralysis have found major relief. That is why I am telling you that polio will also subside. It may take longer time, but positive effects would be seen in no time in polio. Paralysis may subside to the extent of 100%. And the same is true for Parkinson also. At its initial stage, it can be cured 100%, this problem of Parkinson. And weakness of nerves, blockages of veins. If due to diabetes, there is weakness in nerves, or due to old age, nerves have become weak. Whatever the reason be, this weak nervous system can improve with yoga. And in yoga, mainly with pranayam. Polio patients may improve with pranayam only, and not through asana. Remember this. If for you yoga means asanas, then please remove this misconception. Remove this ignorance. Asana is in fact a very small part of yoga. Considering the overall physical health and the spiritual growth of a person, from the angle of medical science, from the angle of spiritual science, it's the pranayam which is the main practice to subside diseases and attain higher level of consciousness. That's why if you have polio, paralysis, Parkinson or any such disease and have a weak nervous system, then practice pranayam. Gradually increase the duration of pranayam. Practice pranayam for at least 1 hour. If you have chronic nerves problem, nervous system has become very weak, or you have acute Parkinson, then practice pranayam and minor exercises as well, which may take 2 hours. You may practice for 2 hours from 5 to 7 in the morning. Within a week, within a month, you will find drastic changes in yourself. In many cases, paralysis has subsided in 1 month. If it is not too severe, then it may subside even in 15 to 20 days. Polio may take 5 to 7 months or even 1 year for major relief and improvement. When polio patients take part in camps, improvement may be seen in a week or 10 days itself. There is a different type of energy in camps. Hence, polio patients experience a major relief and a major improvement within a week or 10 days' time. Practice yoga, and in yoga mainly pranayam, and also perform few minor exercises. So, the practices of minor exercises and mainly pranayam are most effective in cases of paralysis, polio, Parkinson and weak nervous system. These patients are specially benefited. Control over eating habits is also important. For instance, avoid taking sour things. Stop taking very sour things like pickle, soft drinks. Stop taking all these. In case of Parkinson, even sour curd should be avoided. Avoid eating sour items and also the heavy stuff, black gram, kidney beans, lady's finger, all that which causes gas, flour. Cabbage is good, but flour is very harmful, flour. Peas in excess, tomatoes in excess, small quantity is okay. Do not have excess of tomatoes. And also excess of peas. Take them in small quantities. And avoid flour completely. And also the black gram. Even lady's finger. Avoid all those things which produce gas. You may have whole green gram, missi roti, healthy flour, 1 kilo wheat, 200 grams black gram and 200 grams of barley. Mix these and prepare missi roti. Also avoid all those reasons that had caused you paralysis. Usually due to high stress, tension, due to high BP, you have paralysis. Due to high stress, due to tension, depression, or due to some tragedy, high level of cholesterol, high level of triglyceride, causes blockages inside the veins of the brain. Due to this, one may get paralysis affecting the whole body. If you have blood pressure, then practice pranayam, drink juice or bottled gourd. We will tell you some home remedies. If the reason behind your paralysis is blood pressure, then control that also. Paralysis can be controlled by pranayam. First control, then cure. In case of extremely high BP, take Muktavati. Patients of paralysis and Parkinson, if they have diabetes and other such problems too, then the juice of cucumber, bitter gourd, tomato with 7 leaves of neem and also 7 leaves of Vinca rosea would be effective. If the problem is severe, then take Madhunashini. Otherwise, avoid it. As far as polio is concerned, in polio, Shilajit and Ashwagandha are mainly helpful. So some of the medicines I have already told you. For the weakness of nervous system, you may take nutritious diet. 5 to 7 almond taken along with milk will prove beneficial. 5 to 7 almonds, 5 to 7 or 10 dry raisins should be taken every day. Put drops of badam rogan in your nose. Those suffering from paralysis, Parkinson and weakness of nervous system can put drops of badam rogan in their nose. It's a sort of nourishment. These drops should be swallowed through the nose into your stomach. Put 4 to 5 drops into your nose, 2 from here and 2 from here. Then swallow them inside. 2 to 5 drops of badam rogan you have to place in each of your nostrils. Acupressure is also very effective in polio as well as in paralysis, Parkinson and weakness of nervous system. And their points are also more or less similar, only with minor differences. Minor exercises along with acupressure, little control over your eating habits and a bit of Ayurvedic medicine may give you major relief. In my opinion, polio, paralysis, Parkinson, weakness of nervous system can improve 100% through pranayam. Though it may take a little more time. When it takes little longer time, one starts losing his patience, thinking that Ayurvedic medicines may perhaps result in faster relief. That's why, remember my 2 advices. With little patience, you may regain health without medicines. You may drink cow's milk and practice pranayam. You may also take Shilajit and Ashwagandha as tonic. In case you have BP, take Shilajit in small quantity, as BP may increase with this. Otherwise, take 1 drop each of Shilajit throughout the year. Also take Ashwagandha powder or Ashwagandha Risht. But under the most severe condition of polio, severe condition of paralysis, and severe condition of Parkinson, or if one is unable to move, is unable to practice even pranayam, then what to do? In such cases, note this medicine for 1 month duration. This is for adults. 5 to 10 grams of Ekangveer Ras. Ekangveer Ras 5 to 10 grams. Praval Pishti about 10 grams. Amrita Sat 10 grams. Moti Pishti 2 to 5 grams for 1 month. Yogendra Ras 1 gram. If you can afford, then take Yogendra Ras and Rasraj Ras, both 1 gram each. Yogendra Ras and Rasraj Ras. Both are very beneficial for paralysis. They are effective in paralysis. Same medicine is taken in polio also. It works equally good for Parkinson and for improvement of the weak nervous system, as this preparation nourishes all the cells of our body, including brain and also the nervous system. This Ayurvedic preparation eradicates the main cause. That is, it works by improving the nervous system, improving the blood circulation that had become weak or had slowed down in case of polio or paralysis. Even the swellings or clots are reduced. This clot, weakness in the nerves, blood circulation over there, is improved by taking this medicine which I have told you just now. Take 5 to 10 grams Ekangveer Ras, Praval Pishti 10 grams, Amrita Sat 10 grams, Moti Pishti 2 to 5 grams, Rasraj Ras 1 gram and Yogendra Ras 1 gram. Mix them together and divide in 60 or 90 packs. If you divide in 90 packs, take thrice during the day, in morning, afternoon and at night. If you divide in 60 packs, then take twice during morning and evening. Take either with honey, cream or plain water. Diabetic patients may avoid honey, may take it with cream or water. Twice during the day on an empty stomach. This Ayurvedic preparation has no side effects at all. Patients of paralysis, Parkinson, and those having a weak nervous system must also remain in touch with our physicians. But all those experiments that we have been doing since years on thousands of our patients, we are sharing with you all the experiments that we are performing. This medicine has to be taken on an empty stomach. Now, after the meals, one can have Triyodashang Gugal, Chandraprabhavati and Medhavati. Medhavati is effective particularly in paralysis. Even the patients of Parkinson are benefited by this. Those suffering from polio, those suffering from weak nervous system, and in case the brain nerves of such patients have become weak, they will be benefited by Medhavati. But Medhavati is not effective in case of polio. Hence, those having paralysis, having a weakness in the brain, and patients of Parkinson, Parkinson is directly related to the brain. For the patients of Parkinson and for the patients of paralysis, we recommend 1 tablet of Medhavati, 1 tablet of Triyodashang Gugal and 1 tablet of Chandraprabhavati. Twice a day with milk. And those suffering from polio and having a weak nervous system should take 1 drop each of Shilajit also. They should not take Medhavati. This is the main difference. Shilajit gives major relief in all kinds of ailments of nerves, problems of heart, low BP, diabetes, weakness of bones and osteoporosis. It gives major relief. Even asthma, Vat that is air, cough that is phlegm, are controlled with Shilajit. Shilajit alone eradicates hundreds of diseases. It not only helps you to regain virility by enhancing your vigor in the case of sexual weakness. Agreed, it provides energy to your body, but it mainly helps improve our nervous system. Shilajit. take 1 drop each of it. In case of high BP, take smaller doses, as it may generate heat. Though ashwagandha powder is also comparatively heavy, it may be taken in the dose of 1 to 5 gram in morning and evening. Just take 1 to 2 grams in the morning and equal dose in the evening. It has no side effect, absolutely harmless. If it suits you, then you may have 5 grams each during morning and evening with cow's milk. Cow's milk removes all Vat Rog, whereas buffalo's milk generates Vat related problems. There is some difference between the two. So take ashwagandha powder in the dose of 1 to 3 grams twice a day with milk. If you feel that it is not digested properly, then take ashwagandha risht. It's a preparation of very old traditional Ayurvedic asavarishta. Ashwagandha rishta take 4 spoons of medicine with 4 spoons of water after lunch and dinner. If the nervous system have become very weak, or due to polio body parts have become extremely weak, or due to Parkinson hand and feet tremor uncontrollably and slowly whole body is affected. And in case of paralysis also, although attack occurs in the brain, but the whole body is affected. One side is totally affected. There are few cases where both the sides are affected. In 99% of cases, only one side is affected. If due to paralysis also your body parts, nervous system has become weak, then you can use one oil, which can be prepared at home only. Using ingredients available at home only, you can prepare it yourself. Ready-made Ayurvedic oils are also available, but you can make it at home only. Take ashwagandha 100 grams, seeds of margamani 100 grams, 100 grams garlic, and Nirgundi Rasna. Nirgundi is also called Sambhalubhala, Nirgundi Rasna, and Parijat Harsingar, that is Nyctanthus. They are commonly found. And Aag, that is Calotropis leaves. Take 100 grams of each of these and also 100 grams of garlic. You may grind garlic. Rest of the ingredients can also be ground, but coarsely. After grinding, it becomes around 700 grams. They are boiled in water equivalent to 10 kg till the quantity is reduced to 2 kg. To this 2 kg of decoction, add sesame oil equivalent to half a kilo. Then heat it over slow flame. After it is done properly, add half to 1 gram of saffron in it while it is still hot. The final weight would be 500 grams. Add half a gram to 1 gram of saffron in it while it is still hot. So in 2 kilo of decoction, half a kilo of sesame oil is added and they are boiled over a slow flame till all the water evaporates. Afterwards, store it. After filtering, filter it and then store it. Add saffron while it is still hot. Half to 1 gram saffron is enough. Then use it for massage. You should massage it like this. This is the right method to massage. This is a wrong way to massage. Do not massage like this. This is harmful. Such massage may damage your nerves. Right method of massage is this. Your acupressure points will also be pressed. It's important. Place your fingers in the grooves and move it like this. If you can't do it yourself, take help of another person. If one of your hand is healthy, then massage with that. On the affected hand, on the parts that are affected, massage them like this. If even one hand is not healthy, get it done by others. This is the method. You may start from here on hands as well as on feet. The points of acupressure will also be pressed and massage like this, in this way, on your hands and feet as well. So, we just told you about the oil for massage. Now I am telling you some acupressure points also. Press all these points behind the hand. Massage them with oil also. Deep massage. This only is the acupressure, which has been in India since thousands of millions of years, although later on it became more famous in China. And somewhere we forgot our traditions, because we never feel proud of our traditions, of our culture. We are full of so low esteem for ourselves that we have no feelings towards our traditions and our rich cultural heritage. We have totally forgotten it. All these points between the fingers, in the grooves on both your hands and feet also, are for paralysis, for polio. If you have polio in hand, then press these points. If you have polio on feet, there are points on feet also. Press all these points in case of Parkinson, uncontrolled vibration. In case of polio, whichever part is affected, whichever side is affected, press the hand or feet of that part and side only. These points at the back, these channels, press all these 4 channels. These channels have to be pressed. First, second, third and fourth. Press it like this. Now, an important point. This one. This is good for brain. It will reduce the stress level and it will energize whole of your body completely. It will control your BP also. Blood pressure of paralysis patient can also be controlled with this. BP will not fluctuate. Even with medicines, BP is not controlled. People get paralytic attack. Pranayam may cure BP to the extent of 100%. Whatever be the reason for blood pressure, press this point also. On your hand as well as on your feet. And also press tips of all your fingers. Press them also. Press this also like this. Press mainly this, the tip of your ring finger. And then press this one also, the smallest finger. Then ring finger, middle finger, forefinger and thumb also. Press thumb also from both the sides. And from center as well. Pituitary gland, pineal gland and brain system may become more active. After pressing all the points, press the point in the center of your palm. You must press this point in the center of your palm, which is the kidney point. As we told you, the points on the left hand, similar points are there on the right hand also. And similar points are there on your feet also. Now let us focus on the feet. On your feet, there is one master point. On the toe where ladies wear toe ring. Press the top portion of it. The toe adjacent to the smallest one. Press upper and central portion of this toe. This is the master point. It energizes our whole body completely. Patients of paralysis and polio must press whichever side is affected by polio, right or left. Press that side. Whichever part is affected by polio. If right leg is affected, then press the point of right foot. If it is the left, then press the left one. In case both the legs are affected, press points of both the feet. It will give drastic improvement. Someone else should press because it pains while pressing and it may become unbearable for the patient. The central kidney point should also be pressed. And then press all other points also, upper portion of toes. Press them like this, tips of all the toes. Press the same way as you had pressed in your hands. Also press the side and central part of the big toe. After this, some important points at the back. Press like this. If you are suffering from polio or paralysis, then whichever side, whichever part, hand or foot is affected, press on that side. If you are suffering from Parkinson, even your feet are affected by Parkinson, then press these points. If hands are affected, then press points of hands. It will also improve your blood circulation. Those suffering from joint pain, lower back pain, sciatica pain, they may also find relief because overall blood circulation will improve. By pressing these channels, the blood circulation will improve and you will feel a lot of relief. So, this is the gist of acupressure. Press all the points of backside. And one more point. Remember, for hand there is a point of spine between the first finger and thumb. On feet it's on this side. Press it properly from here. Starting from here to the lower side. This half moon shaped portion. Press it properly like this. And finally press over here at this point for kidney. Do not forget this. So these are acupressure points. And then also massage with oil, which I've told you how to prepare. Massage with that like this. The central channels would be massaged properly. Acupressure points will also be pressed simultaneously. Then massage your legs also. Like this. Gently. With your fingers moving towards upper side. Give a deep massage, providing a little pressure. Pressure points then automatically would be taken care of. On calves, on legs, on arms too. So this is the right method of doing massage. Direction of fingers should be towards the upper side. So we told you the method of acupressure. And deep massage. Massage and snehan, that is steam, also can be practiced. Patients of paralysis are given vapors of Nirgundi, Rasna. It's a Vata removing liquid. Its vapors are very effective. So Snehan, Svedan, and in case of severe constipation, Vilechan is also performed. Snehan, Svedan and Vilechan are the parts of Panchakarma in Ayurveda. Similarly, in yoga, there is Shatkarma and Panchakarma in Ayurveda. They are for purification. Once the body is purified, diseases may eliminate. In addition to this, if you have a weak nervous system or have paralysis or have polio or any other problem of the nerves, you are paralytic, then practice Mayana exercises. In Mayana exercise, you have to do exercise of each and every part. First of all, start with the feet. If you are unable to do on your own, take help of others to practice these exercises. Press your toes in forward and backward directions. If it is difficult for you to press, then you must get help from someone else. Press all your toes with full force in backward and forward direction. Under extreme conditions, each toe can be pressed by holding it. If one can afford time, it can be practiced for 15 to 20 or even 50 times, but slowly, one may get fast relief from weakness of nervous system, problem of polio, and problem of paralysis. And Parkinson will also improve for sure. First of all, press your toes forward and backward. Then press the complete upper portion. Press completely. Like this. Forward and backward. It's a part of Mayana exercise whose practice we recommend in arthritis also, in joint pain also, for the flexibility of joints. Knees will remain straight. Press your toes forward and backward. If the patients of paralysis and polio are unable to do on their own, they may take help of others. Get help from others. Even the patients of Parkinson, even if their whole body is affected, they must practice these Mayana exercises. Then rotate each of your feet. Rotate in opposite direction also, one by one. Then join the feet and rotate. If you are unable to move both the feet together, then move one at a time. If you do not have the strength, then request someone else to move each of your feet in forward and backward direction. Then move your legs like this. Start moving it like this. It may increase your blood circulation. Also move your feet in right and left directions like this. It will increase blood circulation of the legs. Because all these patients about whom we are discussing today, they will never be able to do difficult asanas, but by doing these Mayana exercises, it will help their nerves to become strong. Make them practice as per their stamina. Nerves will become strong. Blood circulation of the whole body will improve. You may also join both the feet together and move simultaneously. Now an important exercise for your knees. Especially for knees, very effective. Pull it and relax it. Pull it and relax it. Like this. You must practice it if you are able to. It's a very effective exercise for knee pain. You can practice Mayana exercises after a gap of 2 hours after the meals, but pranayam has to be practiced on an empty stomach. These Mayana exercises that we are showing you now can be practiced by the patients of polio, patients of paralysis, patients of Parkinson, and those having weak nervous system. They can also practice 2 hours after the meals or 1 to 1.5 hours after breakfast. Pranayam and Mayana exercises on an empty stomach will prove very effective. Now, one more exercise for your knees. Interlock your fingers and place it below your thigh and move your leg like this. It's an exercise for your knees. If you can practice it on your own, then practice it. Otherwise, take someone's help. Move it like this. One leg at a time. Practice as much as you can. Leave it if you feel tired. Do not overexert. Then rest your right foot over the left thigh. Do it yourself. If the conditions do not permit to take the help of someone else, you only have to help yourself and do all the minor exercises that we have told you. Move your toes like this with your hand. Do it yourself. The exercise that we have told you now, if you are unable to get help, then practice them on your own using your hand only. Like this. It's an exercise for your knees, for feet and joints also. While breathing in, raise your leg, and while breathing out, press it down, with one hand resting on the toes and the other supporting the knee like this. First press upward, then downwards. It's an effective exercise for knees. For your hip joints, practice similarly with the other leg as well. Fold your left leg. Rest left hand over the knee and right hand on the toes. Press your knee downward and upwards like this. Raise your leg while inhaling, and while exhaling, push it down. So practice like this on your own. Your body should not move. Knees should be pressed upward and downward to the maximum. And then join both the feet together and practice the exercise of butterfly as much as you can. Slowly increase the duration. As you increase the duration, your body will gain more flexibility, your blood circulation will enhance, weakness of the nerves may slowly disappear, and the problems of paralysis, polio, adhrang, lakwa, Parkinson, problems of weakness of nervous system, weakness of nerves and the blockages of nerves will find major improvements. If you are able to practice this, then open your legs like this in front to the maximum, but effortlessly. And then exercise as much as you can. Like this. It's also an easy exercise. This is to strengthen your nerves of your spine or back. Try to the maximum, as far as you can, as much as you can turn. In case of paralysis, your hand will not reach to one side. But patients of Parkinson can practice it slowly. If you can practice, then practice like this. While inhaling, bring one hand close to the opposite side foot. Right hand resting over the toe of the left foot. Hold the toe with your forefinger and thumb like this. Other arm is raised up like this. Then look behind from the shoulder. Come back to the same position and do it from the other side. This may reduce the fat from your waistline and also increase the blood circulation. Now one more easy exercise. This is specially for your hands. Stretch both the hands in the front. Fold your fingers, then straighten them. This will increase the blood circulation of your fingers. These are beneficial in case of arthritis too, but mainly effective in polio, paralysis, Parkinson, and in weakness of nerves. Fold your fingers as if you are trying to hold a ball. After folding, straighten them with force. Then close your fist and then open again, like this. Then, after closing your fist, rotate your hand, making a circle. If you are unable to move both the hands, then move one hand at a time. It's an exercise for your wrist. After rotating in one direction, rotate in opposite direction too. If it's difficult for you, then practice like this with one hand at a time, or both the hands together, or by joining both the hands together like this. This is especially for the lower part of your arm. On the first day, if you perform these exercises thrice each, then you may feel tired. Don't exercise in excess, never overstrain, whether it's pranayam or the minor exercises. Although these are minor exercises, a lot of strength is applied. It will not only strain your wrist, but the whole arm. It will improve the blood circulation and will also enhance the energy level. Slowly the resistance power of the body may increase. When the inner strength increases, weakness of nervous system, problems related to paralysis, polio and Parkinson will automatically subside. Now the second exercise for elbows. Stretch arms in front while breathing in, fold your arms and while breathing out, straighten them with full force. Repeat the same steps from side as well. Arms stretched parallel to the shoulders on your sides, palms facing upward. Then fold your arms like this and again stretch it. Now next exercise. Fold both the hands from the elbows and join both the elbows in front. Thumb and fingers of the hand resting over shoulders. Practice with both the arms together. If you are unable to practice with both the arms, then do it with one arm. Rotate making a big circle. Patients of paralysis may take the help of others. You can move one of your arm also like this. Rotating with ease and making a big circle. This exercise is very effective for cervical spondylitis pain. It increases the blood circulation of arms. To improve the blood circulation, practice with one arm at a time. Then, lift both the arms up and hold the wrist of each hand with the other. If you are unable to hold like this, then hold like this. This also doesn't suit, then hold with fingers whichever is convenient to you. Now while breathing in, pull them from behind like this. Breath retained in. While breathing out, come back. If holding like this is convenient, then hold like this. Pull from behind the head. Interlock the fingers and rest them behind your head. This exercise is for improving the blood circulation. And when the blood circulation becomes normal, the inner vital energies of the body may also increase. And slowly your nervous system will become strong, healthy and fully fit. Bring your hands down. Each exercise can be practiced many times, till the time you do not get exhausted. Rest your palm on your temple, near the ear. Press your hand towards the head and head towards the hand. Press against each other. Breath retained in. There will be a vibration in the neck. You can repeat the same from the front. While breathing in, move your neck to the right, turning your head behind. Then turn towards the left while breathing in. While breathing out, come back to the same position. This is for your neck, for the nervous system of your neck and also the brain. Now, bend your neck to the back and also to the front. In case of cervical pain and neck pain, avoid bending it to the front. After this, rotate your neck. So these are some of the minor exercises. Practice them gently and gradually increase the duration. It may take about 30 to 45 minutes to practice all the exercises slowly. Gradually, as your stamina increases, repeat each of the exercise for 10, 15 or even 20 times. After practicing so much of yoga, your body may regain some strength, may regain energy. Your nerves will become strong. After this, you practice pranayam. Pranayam should be practiced while sitting in Siddhasana, Sukhasana or Padmasana. If you are unable to do any asana or you are unable to sit on the ground, then sit on a chair. You may also stretch your legs, but spine should remain straight. Because to the spine is connected whole of the nervous system. To the spinal cord is connected the whole process of our chakras. So chakras are related to our spinal cord. Chakras, which are the energy centers. Our nervous system is also connected to 3 nadis, namely Ida, Pingala and Sushumna. Practice of pranayam will give more oxygen to your body, which will improve the blood circulation. All the negative elements present within the blood will totally subside and it will be purified completely. All your blood tests will report normal as you practice the pranayam. In few cases, with 1 week's practice of pranayam only, the blood tests become totally normal. In our camps, it takes just 7 days or 10 days. It may take maximum 1 month, 1 or 2 months practice of pranayam. Within 1 or 2 months, all blood tests show normal results. Not only this, many chronic ailments may also subside as body will receive more oxygen. Now let's practice Bhastrika Pranayam. Take a deep breath. You have to practice 7 pranayam. You may sit in Dhyan Mudra. In case you have any brain related problem, because paralysis and Parkinson are related to the brain only. If the nerves are extremely weak, then practice pranayam in Shakti Mudra like this. In case of Vat Rog, keep hands in this posture. Dhyana Mudra, Shakti Mudra or Vayu Mudra. You may practice 7 main types of pranayam while sitting in this posture. Breathe in and breathe out. Inhale gently and exhale gently as well. Do not practice with force as it can be harmful. When you practice gently, your ailment may be controlled forever, may be controlled permanently. It can be controlled permanently. Inhale deeply into your lungs. Then exhale. Fill into your lungs till diaphragm. Gradually increase your practice. You may practice for 5 minutes, even 10 minutes, as you may not be able to practice asana. Increase the duration of pranayam only. Practice for 10 minutes at a slow pace. On the first day, you may practice only for 1 minute, then 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and finally for 10 minutes. Gradually increase your practice. In case of paralysis, keep a slow pace. Diseases like polio, Parkinson, and weakness of nervous system may subside to the extent of 100%. We have helped many such patients. The diseases, the problem which I discussed with you about were initially controlled in 100 to 200 patients and then in thousands. In my opinion, there are thousands of million people suffering from such diseases in our country. Of these, millions have been cured. That's why everybody today advocates pranayam. Pranayam has given a new lease of life. Impossible has become possible. The ailments which appeared impossible to get controlled with medicines have been cured with pranayam. This has happened. That's why I recommend it. Practice Bhastrika Pranayam. Inhale deeply, exhale fully. You may do it for 5 minutes, even 10 minutes. Your 5 prana are nourished, 5 kosha are nourished, whole body is nourished. Body will receive more oxygen. And this oxygen will finally nourish your brain system, heart system, and also the nervous system. All the clots and blockages present within nerves, all the tumors of your body may dissolve automatically. Your inner vital energy level may enhance. Endocrine system also becomes regular completely. After this, now practice Kapalabhati Pranayam. Exhale your breath out. With medium pace and medium force. In case of high BP, practice gently. Practice with medium pace. Practice with slow speed, but you must practice. Initially, on the first day, practice for 1 or 2 minutes, then 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, then 20 minutes. To 30 minutes you may practice it. Gradually increase the duration, but carefully. Then you will find, in some cases within a week and others within a month, paralysis may subside. Parkinson may subside. In case of severe Parkinson, it may take longer time. If polio attack is severe, you may take a little longer time. But all the nerves of your body will become healthy completely. Practice Kapalabhati Pranayam. Your digestive system, your respiratory system will improve with this. All the toxin and oxidants of the body will come out. Clots, if present, may also dissolve. Kapalabhati and Anulom Vilom are the 2 main pranayams, which render your nervous system and brain system completely healthy. Wherever the clots are present, whether in the brain or anywhere else in the body, they may dissolve. Blood circulation becomes normal. Flesh may also start reappearing. In case of polio patients, flesh which had shrunk reappeared. diseased part usually has thin flesh with shrunken nerves. They can regain flesh. Blood may start recirculating in the nerves. Affected limb may become normal. Initially, even I was also amazed. Our first polio patient was from Gujarat, who showed vast improvement. Her name was Rashmiben Dabra, who had come from a part of Junagadh. She was a teacher in a school. Her polio subsided to the extent of 60%. Then we started recommending this to others. Afterwards, polio of many patients started showing improvement. 60% improvement, 70%, 80%, and even up to 90%. We saw with pranayam only. They practice pranayam for 1 hour, some for 1.5 hours. They practice Kapalabhati only. Exhale your breath out. And while exhaling, your stomach will shrink in. Practice this pranayam. Increase the duration gradually from 5 minutes to 30 minutes. We recommend a longer duration for the patients of polio, for the patients of paralysis and Parkinson's disease, and for those with weak nerves, as they cannot practice asana. Therefore, I am merging the time that they would have spent on asana. All these chronic ailments may subside with pranayam only. You must remember this. Asana are not effective at all in these chronic diseases. Practice of minor exercises will improve health of nerves, health of joints, blood circulation will also improve. Therefore, practice minor exercises, but mainly practice pranayam only. Duration of pranayam would be double of what we recommend for a normal person. For instance, we recommend for normal person 2 to 5 minutes of Bhastrika, but for the patients of polio and paralysis, we recommend 10 minutes practice. 15 minutes practice of Kapalabhati for a normal person, but we have asked patients to practice for half an hour. Similarly, practice Anulom Vilom for half an hour. Increase the duration slowly, not all at once. You must double the duration of all pranayam. Do it gradually, it is must. Now practice Bahya pranayam. After exhaling, keep the breath out only. Apply 3 bandh. Do not practice this if you have heart problem or high BP. After exhaling, keep the breath out only. Then practice Tribandh. Do not practice if you are very weak. Practice Bahya Pranayam like this as much as you can. If you feel unable to do so, then practice Agnisar. After Bahya Pranayam, one should practice Anulom Vilom. Use your right hand. If right hand is affected by paralysis, then practice with left. But you have to start from the left nostril only. Start from the left, close the right nostril. You have to practice like this. If one is unable to use the right hand under such conditions, one may practice with the left hand. Otherwise, practice with right hand. In this way, you will start from the left nostril, whether you use your right hand or your left hand. Start from the left nostril. On the left side, this is Ida Nadi. On the right side is Pingla, and in the center Saraswati. Ganga on left, Jamuna on right, and Saraswati in the center. This is Shushumna. Breathe in from the left. Left side is Som Pradhan. It gives peace. Hence we start from the left. Take a deep inhalation. After taking breath, close left nostril with two of your middle fingers, then slowly release. Release from your right. Then inhale from right. Inhale deeply and exhale completely. If your hand is weak, it starts paining, then you can practice like this also. You can support your hand or your elbow by keeping some stand or some sort of a thing below it. You can give it support. Inhale deeply from left nostril into your lungs and exhale out. You have to fill in your lungs till diaphragm and then exhale out. Practice Anulom Vilom like this. It will improve all the nerves of your body, including those of your brain. All those diseases that we were discussing with you will subside. Paralysis, polio, Parkinson, weakness of nerves, weakness of nervous system, along with these problems of heart, stress, strain, depression, asthma, bronchitis, and many other complications will subside. Inhale deeply, exhale fully. Initially start with small duration. Practice for 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, even 30 minutes. Gradually increase. You will experience your ailments will be controlled to the extent of 100%. After Anulom Vilom Pranayam, practice Brahmari Pranayam. As in Anulom Vilom, gradually increase the duration of your practice. You also have to practice Brahmari more. Not just 3 times. You may practice for 5, 11 and maximum 21 times. Maximum 21 times, that's all. Practice Udgit also for 21 times. Then meditate on your breathing as much as you can. Afterwards rest in Shavasana, that is Yog Nidra. Place forefinger on the forehead. Rest 3 on your eyes. Put slight pressure with your middle finger between the eyes and the nose. A divine glow, a bright glow will be generated in the Asha Chakra. Ears will be closed with thumbs. Mouth closed to, sound of Omkar would be generated from within. Practice with these, with full devotion and a feeling of surrender. Generate the sound of Om. Nervous system of your body, including your brain, will be totally energized. This you may feel immediately after the practice. You will take deep inhalation and generate the sound of Om. Sound of Omkar will be echoed within you, inside you, mouth closed. Generate sound of Omkar from your nostrils with full devotion. Take deep breath inside into your lungs. Always remember this. Whenever you inhale, whether it's Brahmari or Udgit, like this, gradually increase your practice. After Brahmari, let's practice Udgit Pranayam with hands in Dhyana Mudra. Take deep breath in and chant the sacred word Om with an attitude of gratitude towards Supreme Lord, Supreme Energy Source, Supreme Light Source, who is the foundation of our life, of our prana. Be in silence. Focus on your mind, on your breath. You observe the flow of your breath. The more deep is your breath, the more health you will gain. Mind will rest in peace. Observe your breath as an objective witness. As an observer, there would be a rhythm in breath. Then meditate on Om with your mind focused on breath. Be thankful to Almighty who has given us this life, which is the basis of life, body and mind. Then lift both the hands up and rub them together. Those unable to lift may rub while keeping down only. So if you are unable to lift your hands, then you may open your eyes slowly with hands down only. Afterwards, rest for a while in Shavasana, that is Yoga Nidra. Many patients of paralysis in our country have been cured. Even patients of polio have benefited. Medical data of many of them are with us. Others may also send them to us. Their experiences of yoga may give a new lease of life to millions of people. Compilation of such reports with us may give scientific proof and evidences. If you were suffering from polio and your problem of polio has improved, if you are a patient of paralysis and that has improved through pranayam, your polio, your paralysis, your problems of Parkinson has improved, or your nervous system was very weak, you have found major relief in that, then please write to us. It's possible that your reports may become a proof, such a medical proof, that it may give a new life to millions of people of our country. Hence, once again, we request humbly to those practitioners of yoga who previously were suffering from polio, were suffering from paralysis, or had a very weak nervous system because of Parkinson. Those who are suffering from weakness of nerves, who got a new lease of life, they must submit the copies of their complete reports in our ashram. Do it today itself. It's possible that this action of yours bring a new light in the life of thousands of millions of people. This is our effort. We'll all join together and eradicate all the ailments from the entire world from which millions of people are suffering. Let's bring a ray of hope in the life of all those people. Let's join together and spread yoga throughout the world.
Always remember, paralysis, polio, Parkinson and a weak nervous system are not chronic ailments. One can control these by regular practice of pranayam, minor exercises, acupressure techniques and by having Ayurvedic medicines. Hypertension, depression, high blood pressure and high cholesterol level may become reason for paralytic attack. Patients of paralysis should avoid eating sour items such as pickle, sour curd, black gram, rajma, that is vigna, flower peas, tomato, ladyfinger, soft drinks and other heavy and vat-producing stuff. Patients of paralysis should be given chapatis made up of a particular flour. Mix 1 kg of wheat, 200 gram chana, chickpea and 200 gram barley together and grind them to make flour. The quantity can be increased in the same ratio. Whole green gram is best among millet. Take 100 gram each of the following leaves of parijat, that is, Nyctanthus, leaves of ashgandha, that is vidania, leaves of mango, that is magnifera, leaves of rasna, seeds of malkagni, buds of garlic, grind them and boil them together in water equivalent of 10 kg till the quantity is reduced to the equivalent of 2 kg. Add 500 gram of sesame oil in it. Filter it and use this oil for massage. While massaging, move your hands from lower to upper direction. For weak nervous system, drink milk along with 5-7 almonds and 5-7 pieces of dry raisin. Put 5 to 7 drops of almond extract, badam rogan in nose and swallow them. Ayurvedic remedy. As per the advice of Ayurvedic practitioner, a paralytic patient suffering from high BP should be given juice of bottle gourd on an empty stomach. Muktavati 1 tablet each in morning and evening should be given on an empty stomach. Patient of Parkinson also having diabetes should be given juice of cucumber, bitter gourd and tomato mixed along with 7 leaves each of neem and sadabahar, that is vinca. Grind it properly. In case of severe diabetes, use above preparation along with madhunashni. In polio, shilajit and ashwagandha are mainly effective. Shilajit should be given with cow's milk in very small quantity. For very weak patients of polio, paralysis and Parkinson, too weak to practice pranayam, a preparation should be made by mixing following ingredients: Ekang Veer Ras 10 gram, Praval Pishti 10 gram, Amita Sat 10 gram, Yogendra Ras 1 gram, Rasraj Ras 1 gram. Divide them in 60 parts. Take 1 part each in morning and evening with honey or cream on an empty stomach. 1 tablet each of Trayodashang Gugul, Chandra Prabhavati and Medhavati should be taken with milk or lukewarm water twice a day in morning and evening. Medhavati should not be given in polio. Polio patients suffering from a weak nervous system should take 1 drop each of Shilajit and 1 to 2 gram of ashwagandha powder twice a day with milk. If unable to digest ashwagandha powder, then take 4 spoonfuls of ashwagandha rest mixed with equal quantity of water twice a day after the meals.